Ooh, today is gonna be a fun video. Haven't reacted to something in what feels like a while, but we have got Jeff Passan, the legend himself, came out with his season preview, his season predictions. I'm gonna take a deep dive into them. I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts and opinions on what Jeff Passan thinks is gonna go on during the season. Jeff Passan's one of the better minds in baseball. While he mostly focused on the reporting side, he also does know what he's talking about. So I'm interested to see where his mind's at in terms of the 2021 season. Now, before we get going into the video, we have a giveaway winner to announce from last week. Today's video, as well as last week's, was sponsored by Auction of Champions, a great online auction house where you can find all the sports memorabilia that you need. But I partnered up with them to give away a Ronald Acuna rookie card. So we've got the list of people. There was 170 of you that entered. There's going to be another giveaway as well today, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. But here are the names. Let's go ahead and randomize, and who's ever at the top after 2 clicks, that's who's going to win the Ronald Acuna giveaway card. So the first one, randomize attempt 1 and randomize attempt number 2, and it's going to be Sebastian Leo. Congratulations, Auction of Champions will reach out to you to claim your giveaway prize. And then let me just tell you a little bit more about Auction of Champions. Like I said, it's an online auction house where you can get all the sports memorabilia that you want, signed jerseys, balls, helmets, hats, cards, whatever you want that's sports memorabilia related. Auction of Champions has it for you. You go onto the website, you register, and you can start bidding on their auctions as soon as today. And I'd specifically take a look at the March 24th All-Star auction, where they have a Mickey Mantle signed baseball, Derek Jeter rookie card, Joe DiMaggio signed ball. They were even nice enough to send me something as well to show you guys, a signed Mookie Betts jersey, and this stuff's legit. I mean, look at this thing. The blue looks great. It's even got the World Series patch. This is the kind of stuff that you can get on their website at really good deals. And of course, you guys probably want to know about the giveaway, so let me talk about that real quick. Partnered up with them to do another giveaway. This time, it's going to be for something Mets related. This time, I'm giving away a signed Pete Alonso Nike Fanatics MLB certified jersey. So all you got to do is go into the link in the description down below, sign up for Auction of Champions, sign up for the giveaway, and you have a chance to win. Winner will be announced in a video next week. So I've told you about Auction of Champions enough. It's time to dive deep into Jeff Passan's predictions for the 2021 season. So Jeff Passan did his season predictions a little bit differently. He's talking about it from like a fantasy perspective, a fan perspective, a betting perspective, and just like the Swami, the wizard, trying to make these crazy calls. So let's just start looking through them and talking about them. So we're starting off with fantasy, and he talks about that there's a lot of fantasy players they think are going to be amazing pickups and players you should have on your team. Corey Seager, yes, he had an incredible offensive season last year. He's great so far in spring training. He's one of the better offensive shortstops in the league, and in fantasy baseball, that's all you care about. So Corey Seager, of course, great pick. Alejandro Kirk, I guess because of a catcher and how good of a hitter he is, that makes sense. Ty France, okay, so he's been tearing it up in spring training, has second base eligibility, which of course is always huge in fantasy baseball. Josh Rojas, another guy who's been tearing it up in spring training. France and Rojas, two of the best hitters right now in spring training. He's probably going to get some serious time in Arizona as well, can play a load of different positions. Josh Rojas, okay, I see that. Jamison Tyone has looked really good with the Yankees thus far. Of course, you still have the arm injury stuff, but again, in a fantasy league, you can take him a little bit deeper. He's got good stuff. We know how good of a pitcher he can be. Logan Allen arrived in the Trevor Bauer trade. He's been throwing 96 miles an hour. Oh, that's really good, 96. And he's added 11 inches to glove side break on his slider. Hello, Logan Allen, filthy. Michael A. Taylor, I guess if you want stolen bases, but he just doesn't get on base that much. I don't really agree with it, but again, he did steal 24 bases in 385 plate appearances like it says here, and he is hitting well this spring, so I get it. Ronald Guzman, is this the year that he finally balls out? He's been tearing it up, and I know he tore it up in the Winter League. He's retooled his swing, looks like a different hitter. He's a massive human being. Did an interview with him. He's huge. If he can hit the baseball, he'll hit it far. It's just, will he hit it? Okay, as Pete Fairbanks talking about, because Nick Anderson might not get saves because he's arbitration eligible. Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting way to take it. Pete Fairbanks might get some saves. And James Karinchak or Emmanuel Clase for closer. I would think that the Cleveland closer has to be Karinchak. He's just so nasty. I don't know how you could give it to Clase, but both of those guys, I guess, are going to be getting significant innings in the bullpen. Now, we're done with fantasy. Let's talk about gambling. Ooh, gambling hat. Okay. Want to get rich? Well, this isn't the place for it, but if you happen to meander into a sports book and need some knowledge, here's a good start. Shohei Ohtani AL MVP at plus 5,000, I think, is a great low risk, high reward kind of bet. You can put $100 on this guy, and if he wins the AL MVP, you can win 5,000. And there's a serious shot he can. If he hits like he's been hitting in spring training, and he pitches like he's been in spring training during the regular season, this guy is a lock to win the MVP. There is nobody beating him in the league. He offers so much more value potentially than any other player in baseball. Plus 5,000, I mean, I'm going to throw $100 on him. Why not? You could get some easy money there. Juan Soto at plus 850. I mentioned in my MVP video in case you guys haven't seen it, but yeah, I mean, like Juan Soto is arguably the best player in the National league. He's got a really good shot to win the MVP. Plus 850, I would either put it on him or Mookie Betts, and you got a pretty good chance of making some money. Those are the two favorites. He talks about a good pick for the NL Cy Young being Corbin Burnes, and yes, at plus 5,000, Corbin Burnes, who has ace-type stuff and has only been getting better and better every single season, at plus 5,000, again, like Shohei Ohtani, except with the Cy Young, I really like that bet. There's a really good shot Corbin Burnes can win the Cy Young in the National League. Now, it's going to take him having an absolutely stellar season because of the insane talent in the National League on the pitching side, but if you look at some of his numbers from previous years, Corbin Burnes has some really good stuff. I mean, his K rate's through the roof. He needs to get the walks down a little bit, but the hits were down to almost nobody hitting him, and the home runs were down to almost nothing. Those are really good signs moving forward for Corbin Burnes. Franmil Reyes and Jorge Soler, Major League home run champions. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the Franmil Reyes one. It's not that I don't think that he can, because he has some of the biggest power in Major League Baseball. The dude is literally an absolute, he's an ox out on the field. He's huge. He's got crazy power. I just haven't seen him do it consistently enough. I don't know if he's ready to be the home run king of Major League Baseball, where Jorge Soler has at least led his league with 48 back in 2019, and Jorge Soler, again, is another guy who has significant power. I just kind of like his power a little bit more, but playing in Kansas City hurts him. I truly am not crazy about either of these picks for MLB, like home run champion, but both of them do have crazy power, so I get it. NL East champion Atlanta Braves plus 140. If you saw my season predictions, that's who I picked to win the NL East. Until the Mets physically beat the Braves, I don't know why people are counting them out so much. I don't think their pitching is nearly as bad as it's being made out to. They have one of the best offenses in the league. The Braves are really good. I don't know what the slander and shade is being thrown towards them. Plus 140, you're getting more than what you bet for, so I get it. Dodgers to win the World Series, yes, that makes sense. That's also who I picked. Plus 350. The Dodgers team is disgusting. They're an all-star lineup. And again, you're still going to be making a pretty good amount of money when this inevitably does come true. As long as there's no injuries, the Dodgers aren't losing. Atlanta over 91.5. Baltimore under 63.5. See, now I don't agree with Baltimore under 63.5. Baltimore has been doing some stuff with their pitchers, and I might release a video later next week about what they've done and why their pitching is going to take a huge step forward this year. But I don't think Baltimore at under 63.5 is good. I think the Orioles are going to be like a 65, 66 win team with the potential to maybe sneak into the 70 range depending on how good their offense shows up for the pitching that's much improved. 91.5 over for the Braves, though. I think that's pretty much a lock. I see them as like a 95 win team, maybe even 100. The Mets win 30 games before the Yankees. Oh, Jeff Passan. Jeff, thank you, Jeff. I love you. You think the Mets are going to win 30 games before the Yankees? I love this. The Mets go 39 games before facing Atlanta. Then following that series, they have 3 games at Miami and a woeful Colorado. But the Yankees have 7 games against the Orioles, and then they play Detroit. I don't think that that's necessarily bad, but yeah, he's saying at the value of minus 200 for the Yankees to get more than 30 wins before the Mets. Okay, I get it. I mean, I'm just not crazy about that one, but I like it. I like the optimism of thinking the Mets are going to be that good. Bo Bichette, Major League hits leader, plus 2,500. He's got everything you want from a hit king. See, this is the thing. Yeah, he mentions Jeff McNeil at plus 3,000 is a mighty good bet. That would be my bet. Jeff McNeil at plus 3,000 feels like such a good bet for Major League hit leader. All the guy does is put the ball in play. I don't think Bo Bichette is going to be a hit leader type, where I see McNeil more as it. I think I'd go with McNeil over Bichette for sure. And then Freddie Freeman over 171 hits. In 2018, he had 191, 2019, 176, 197 pace last year. Yeah, Freddie Freeman over 170, as long as he's healthy, seems really realistic. That's a little over 1 hit a game for him for the full year, and that's how good of a hitter he is. I mean, he's going to finish with like a 320, 330 average. I like that idea. Okay, front office executive hat. So there's been plenty of talk this spring on contract extensions, and there'll be more in the coming months. Here's a taste of both. So Francisco Lindor, Carlos Correa, and Javi Baez at shortstop. It's amazing to think Puerto Rico produced these 3 transcendent shortstops who were born within a year and a half of one another. Yeah, it's pretty impressive that they're all like the same age. They're all playing in baseball. They're all amazing. Talking about extensions, okay, Joey Gallo, I guess, is another guy that you got to keep an eye out for. He's going to be a likely trade candidate, I think, at some point. He's so good, the Rangers could get a lot for him, help their rebuild process because their farm system is terrible. Chris Bryant, third baseman, free agency's coming up, pretty loaded class. Okay, is he talking about anything just in general? He can find himself on the move at the trade deadline. Okay, so I guess this is more about like players who could be on the move, players to keep an eye out for. Freddie Freeman re-signing isn't exactly a fait accompli. I don't know what that means. Seems like I would think Freddie Freeman's gonna re-sign with them. Like, I can't see him playing anywhere but Atlanta. Josh Hader, depends how good they are. They can move him. They could get some good pieces. Obviously, best reliever in baseball. If not, he's number 2. Andrew Vaughn, we're talking about Andrew Vaughn here. Are they trying to give him money like they did with Robert to save? Jose Ramirez, does he get traded or not? Long-term deal has paid enormous dividends and would love to do another, according to sources. Ramirez has resisted. Cleveland isn't losing sleep. relief. Yeah, I mean, like, if I'm Jose Ramirez, why would I want to stay there? The Indians have shown time after time they're not going to put a great team around him. They traded away the best player on that team, arguably, in Francisco Lindor, and they traded away pitching. I mean, the Indians, why would you want to stay with them? That's a team that I don't understand why anyone would want to go to them on anything less than a one-year deal. Kansas City Royals, yeah, I mean, like, they just have a team that is made for trade deadline. Salvador Perez, Jesse Hahn, Greg Holland, Hunter Dozier, Whit Merrifield, all those guys could be moved. Jorge Soler, they could definitely make some moves, especially if they're not really in a playoff race, which I don't expect. Starling Marte, I'd expect him to get moved at the deadline. That makes sense. And Kevin Gausman, all guys that are like, you could cash in and get something for them for dudes who you don't really need on teams that aren't winning. So that's fine. Scouting hat, these young players have impressed evaluators thus far this spring. Here's some guys to talk about. Nick Pratto, first baseman, 22-year-old, chosen 14th in 2017 draft. Carlos Santana is there at first base, but maybe Santana moves to DH and Pratto starts in 2022. Interesting. Okay, Nick Pratto, keep an eye out for him. Jonathan India, yes, he has been tearing up spring training. This is a guy who was the 5th pick in 2018. He's finally showing a glimpse of what the player that people thought Jonathan India was going to be, so much so that it might move Eugenio Suarez back to his original position at shortstop. This is a serious possibility. India starts at third base opening day, and Eugenio starts at shortstop. If I'm the Reds, I'm doing it. Let's go get the most offense physically possible. Adley Rutschman, you guys know how big of a fan of Adley Rutschman I am on this channel. I made an entire video about how he's baseball's next big star. Adley Rutschman, I think, comes up this year, and I think he makes an impact. Part of the reason why, again, Orioles over that 63.5. Mickey Moniak, the former #1 overall pick, having a really good spring. People are starting to get excited about him. I don't know much about Mickey Moniak just yet, but he's only 22, and while he was coined as a bust because he hasn't been called up yet as #1 overall pick, he's still super young, so maybe the Phillies can find their future center fielder in Mickey Moniak, who was supposed to be their future center fielder, just took a little bit longer. Aaron Ashby, oh, chubby Blake Snell. Okay, this is funny. I didn't know that he was that good. 22-year-old has impressed evaluators so far. Good slider, throws strikes, the nephew of Andy Ashby. Oh, I remember him. Breakout star this spring. Maybe he's a guy who can get into that rotation if they need him. Riley Green for the Tigers. He is so sick. He is the offensive juggernaut in their prospect system. They have Skubal, they have Manning, they have Casey Mize. Riley Green's going to help them on the offensive side along with Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, the Tigers are looking really, really strong. Another reason why I have them a little higher in my rankings this year for the preseason predictions. Trevor McGill, I don't even know who this is. 6'8", 250 pounds with a fastball. He's been looking really good. Solid reliever for the Cubs. Okay, good. Good for the Cubs. You need some bullpen help for sure. That bullpen stinks. Willie Castro obviously was a Rookie of the Year candidate last year, came up and really surprised a lot of people, and so far he's been hitting pretty well. He seems like he's going to be a part of that future build. I liked Willie Castro a lot, and now he's going to be playing short instead of second. Jarren Duran. Oh, thank you, Jeff Passan. Again, thank you for throwing respect on Jarren Duran's name. I have been so high on this guy ever since I found out about him, which was, you know, a couple months ago, and I'm so glad that he's coming out in spring training and balling out. He should be the starting center fielder for the Boston Red Sox on opening day. This guy is a game changer, I'm telling you. He hits for a high average. The power is coming. He flies around the base. He's a great glove. He's a 5-tool player. Bring Jarren Duran up, Boston. You need this guy. He's going to help you win games. Your outfield should look like Verdugo, Duran, Franchy Cordero, and Hunter Renfroe, whatever you're going to do out there. That should be your outfield. And then Wander Franco. I mean, yeah, Wander Franco is going to be up with the Rays this year at some point. Maybe you move Willie Adames to third, or maybe you move him to third. Whatever it's going to be, Wander Franco is going to be playing because he's too good of a player not to. And then fan hat. Bobby Witt starting the season in the big leagues. Yes, the Kansas City Royals think that Bobby Witt has a chance to start this year at the major league level. Now, if I'm the Royals, from a organization standpoint, there's no reason he should start. But as a fan perspective, oh, please let Bobby Witt Jr. start. He's one of the top prospects in the game. He's been balling out at spring training. He's exciting. That would make me want to watch Kansas City Royals baseball, which is a sentence I don't say much. But from an organization standpoint, I understand keeping him down, but it looks like Bobby Witt might be on his way up a lot sooner than we thought, and I'm excited about that. Bobby Witt has great potential. Shohei Ohtani hitting, yes, it's good to see Shohei Ohtani's back. I mean, if you look at the Baseball Savant numbers, StatCast from last year, just a fluke year, just a COVID season. It was too many games, too short of a sample size. He's going to be fine. He's a great hitter. Him, Trout, and Rendon together are going to be beasts. They just have zero pitching. Ohtani is their best pitcher probably, and he is coming off of a terrible season and he has some elbow injuries. Jacob deGrom pitching, yes, of course, watching Jacob deGrom pitch is just like fun. Ke'Bryan Hayes has been getting some support for Rookie of the Year. I love Ke'Bryan Hayes. I'm such a big fan. You guys have known this. I've been talking about him on the channel for a while. Huge, huge fan of him. I think he has a chance to crack into the top 10 third baseman in the game after this season. That's how good he can be. Fernando Tatis, bat flipping, no explanation needed. Agreed, Jeff Passan. Jose Iglesias fielding. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just don't particularly care about Jose Iglesias. I know he hit a little bit last year, small sample size. He's just a singles hitter, and I know he hit for some more doubles. I just can't get excited about Jose Iglesias. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care how good his glove is. Tim Hill sidewinding. I've been told I look like Tim Hill. You can make that decision for yourself. Here's a little side by side. Pablo Lopez throwing a slider with gyro spin. Most sliders have some sort of horizontal break or tilt, as it's typically referred to. Throwing a slider with gyro spin. Picture a baseball spinning like a bullet, or a well-thrown football. Give it some different action, almost an up and down break. Pablo Lopez had a really good year last year. He looks like he's going to be a really solid pitcher for the rest of his career. Not an ace type, but maybe this is a pitch that can elevate him to that next level. Trey Mancini's playing. Yes, you love to see that. You love to see Trey Mancini's playing. After stage 3 diagnosis last year, he's cancer-free. That deserves to stand up and clap for Trey Mancini. I'm so excited for him. And of course, we have Vlad Guerrero Jr. succeeding this year. Yes, I'm heavily invested in his cards. I've already made quite a bit of money if I were to sell them today, but I'm holding through the season. I want to see that price keep going up and up because Vlad Jr., he just needs to hit the ball in the air a little bit, and he lost some weight. He looks great. He's been hitting the ball hard as always. Vlad Jr. is going to pop off this year. I love it. I love it, Jeff Passan. Now for the Swami hat. Finally, the crystal ball is teaming this time of year. Here, with a nod to Chris Berman, our 10 bold predictions. Shout out to Chris Berman. So 10 bold predictions. Juan Soto to win the Triple Crown. Yeah, it's not crazy. He can easily lead in home runs, RBIs, and batting average. That's like definitely really, really reasonable, and he'd also be the youngest player to do it. He's the top 3 player in the league. Shane McClanahan will keep the Rays in playoff contention. So McClanahan, left-handed pitcher, came up last year during like the World Series time playoffs. He was really good out of the bullpen, has electric stuff, and he's slotted to be a big part of that Rays team. Whether it's going to be in the rotation or as an opener or as a swingman, that's yet to be seen, but he's got good stuff. I can see it. Definitely a bold prediction. I don't think he would be the reason why. I think more like Wander Franco could be the reason why, but the Rays are also still good. Cody Hoyer will be the White Sox most valuable reliever, more so than Liam Hendricks, Bummer, Jace Fry, Evan Marshall, Matt Foster, even Garrett Crochet and Kopech. Cody Hoyer's got good stuff. That is a bold prediction for sure. I don't know if I would say that. Tyler Mahle will be the best pitcher on the Red staff. So here's what I have to say about Tyler Mahle. Tyler Mahle, the 2 times that I've been to Red Spring Training, has been working non-stop while I was there. I mean, from the time I got there to the time I left, we're talking like 6 hours. This dude is constantly trying to get better, and especially with what the Reds have been able to do with pitching the last few years, they got Driveline over there. I love this prediction by Jeff Passan. Tyler Mahle is a guy who can take a huge step forward. I also love TJ Antone. They are going to just manufacture arms. Alec Bohm will be the Phillies' best hitter. He's really good. I don't think you're going to beat Bryce Harper. That's just kind of my whole thing, but I think he's definitely going to be the 2nd best hitter on that team, without a doubt. I just don't see you being Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper might be an MVP this year. Drew Rasmussen will allow the Brewers to trade one of their ace relievers. Rasmussen, a 2-time Tommy John survivor, drew raves from one evaluator who saw him. Okay, so he's a guy who throws 98 and has 3 other pitches that are unfair, so apparently this is a guy to keep an eye out for and watch. I don't know anything about Drew Rasmussen. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to look into him. Shelby Miller will crack the Cubs rotation. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just not in on Shelby Miller. Like, how many times are we going to give this guy a chance? Cubs do have a weak rotation. I don't know. I guess you give him a shot, and if at worst you DFA him, remove him to bullpen. Maybe. Nick Pivetta will finally break out. That's all I was hearing as a Mets fan from Philly fans. We got Pivetta, we got Velasquez, this is the year, and they just never did it. Pivetta's now with Boston. He's going to be a starter over there. He looked pretty good towards the end of the year. Maybe Boston can figure something out there. Maybe. I mean, he's a huge dude. He's got the stuff. It's just never clicked. Johnny Cueto is going to be a dude again. I mean, it would be fun for Johnny Cueto to be a dude again because he is a fun pitcher. He does all the herky-jerky stuff. He has a good time out there. He's got the dreads. Like, he's an enjoyable player to watch, but that's kind of like where it ends for me. I can't put too much stock in Johnny Cueto having a good season. But again, these are bold predictions. And for the first full season ever, no one will pitch 200 innings. Yes, so a lot of people think that this is actually going to happen. Because of the short season last year, because of the COVID season, pitchers didn't throw a lot. And people don't think that the pitcher's arms are going to be able to recover as well and reach 200 innings. Now, I think we're still going to have some guys hit 200 innings. I'm talking Clayton Kershaw, Jacob deGrom, Garrett Cole, Max Scherzer, the guys who have been horses for years and years, guys who just go out there and shove, even a Shane Bieber now. Those are guys who I can see hitting 200 innings. And also Lance Lynn. Like, Lance Lynn just throws as much as he wants, whenever he wants. He doesn't care. So I'm not in the same boat as people who think there won't be a 200 innings guy, but I understand their thought process behind it. I think we're thinking too much into it. I really do. I really think we're thinking about it a little bit too much. We're going to see some 200 inning guys for sure. And those are pretty much it for the season predictions. He didn't give teams who are going to win the division. He didn't give his World Series pick, which, I mean, I guess he did with the Dodgers winning the World Series. But Jeff Passan's season preview, season predictions, looks pretty solid. I don't have any huge problems with it. He didn't try anything crazy. He didn't say anything outlandish. He kept it pretty level-headed, and I think he did a pretty good job. He is one of the smarter guys in the game. He's one of the few reporters that definitely doesn't seem to hate me, and that I also like, so that's a positive as well. I'd love to know what you guys think about Jeff Passan's season preview down in the comment section below. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with me? What's your thoughts and opinions? Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Make sure to check out the Auction of Champions giveaway, as well as their website. Link is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.